Yo.
Good evening and welcome to Easy's Playhouse. You stupid motherfucker! Now that you bought the album, what you gonna do with it, bitch?
Bitch.
Is that the intro?
Definitely.
Bitches galore. You may have a lot of bitches, but I got much more.
Oh my God, Bobby was so the white kid that bought like the records when they came out and believed everything. You know Eazy-E more than me, and I grew up in LA.
Yeah, but you grew up on the west side.
Bitch. Pops.
Yeah, they thought motherfuckers thought they were too good for Eazy-E, you know?
Exactly.
Bitch, you were on the other side of Robertson. That's the same side. Oh, no, you're talking about your dad's house. Welcome.
We lost Lucy.
That's fine. Oh, you'll jump back in. Welcome to Geek Outings in the age of the Rona. Bunch of friends, different cities. If I look around, I would say Texas, California, and Nevada are in the house. And then I think Bobby's transmitting from Angerland. So that's a fourth, I guess. Editor, San Antonio. We're going to try to help you people get through this fucking madness and bullshit. What you doing?
All right. Hey, Bobby Joel Cole, chiming in from Santa Monica, California. And
Smooth.
Ty, you can mute your audio if you want.
hey, Bobby Joel Cole, chiming in from Santa Monica, California, during what is going on 3 weeks now of this coronavirus quarantine. And so we're here to chime in with, from all the different cities, friends communicating here through telecommunication to talk about what's keeping us sane and what we're geeking out on these Geek Outings since we're stuck inside. So since we're stuck inside, go on a Geek Outing with us.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Dwight. Happy to join the guys tonight on their podcast, their show in the age of the Rona. Only appropriate that we get some Dwight insight on how to cope with these days. So from Los Angeles and not too far from Santa Monica, but it does seem like a different world out here, even being so close to Santa Monica. It's a fucking ghost town, right, Bobby? Oh, is this I can't converse with Bobby? Bobby's like, nah, actually not really. It's not. I'm out. talk about it.
I'll ghost you.
But yeah, all right, so cut all that.
No, sorry about that. No, it is such a ghost town. I wasn't even there. The reason is because, I'm sure you know, Mayor Garcetti has said we all gotta, do this. Pull this off now. All Angelinos are supposed to cover their nose and face, wear some sort of mask when they go out. It's our duty. Anyway.
I'm set.
But yeah, it's a ghost town out there.
Dr. Claw?
I'm good to go.
Checking in from the city of sin, which is whichever city I'm in. Unreal life. Unreal Las Vegas. There's boards on the fucking casinos. You can't get no weed.
Whoa. It's not essential?
What's that?
It's not essential?
Gambling should be essential. These people are fucking going nuts.
They made weed essential here in California. It was over 53% voted.
Stores are open, Priya.
No. They're open out here, but you got to wait for the bullshit delivery, which takes you about 18 hours.
Oh, that's not good.
There's one drive-through you can go through, but that's like a good hour and a half wait too. Except I think I figured something out. The other night I went in like 2 a.m. That's my time. And I was in there less than 30 minutes. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Be cool with the skin that you're in. Get to know that person. That guy in the mirror. That guy in the selfie.
I'm talking to the man in the mirror.
Wow.
Hey, Booth, how you doing? We good recording a podcast with the guys right now.
Wait, is Dr. Dude talking to Jessica Alba on live on like the Zoom right now?
I'll let you later.
You still with that stretchy lame dude? Yeah. Oh.
Back to ruling the world. Remind me to pick up the kids from soccer at 3, though. Coming to you from San Francisco, not Stan Lee, a.k.a. Boba Fresh, a.k.a. Rob Strader, a.k.a. the human Excelsior. If Nuff said was a person, it would be me. Welcome to the Geek Outings.
Okay. Yo. Live from the island where I was exiled by a dictatorial robotic dick. This is Bruticus. Yeah. Megatron sent me to an island. Well, he sent the homie that created me to an island. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a Transformers reference. The Combaticons were created by Starscream on an exiled island. They formed Bruticus, the combiner, who's strong as hell, but he's an idiot. Anyway, Bruticus was my favorite combiner. Therefore, my name is a play on his name, Bruticus. Also, people have called me Uncle Ruckus, no relation. I can be kind of a jerk. Yeah! Geek Outings, what's happening?
All right. On that note, especially the anti-white high note, I see what
I don't know about anti-white. I think I just professed my love for him.
Was it pro or anti? I don't know. On that note, we're out here. Shit, man. Are we still in only 3 different states? Yes, we are. But definitely 4 cities. A bunch of lifelong friends talking about geeky things. This is what we do, and we're here to talk about life in the Rona. What you do to pass time, how you stay mentally sharp when we physically can't, unless you're one of those people that does ballerina classes online and does it in your living room like a fucking weirdo. I just watch shit. So
Is that what we're supposed to be doing? Staying mentally sharp? Oh, okay.
RZA Razor Sharp.
I did not get that memo. I did not get that message.
All right. So we're talking about what we do to pass time during the age of Rona. And initially when we started this, it was things we were watching. But as time has progressed, I feel like it's also things that we do, whether it's reading, whether it's looking out the window or watching cats fight or whatever it is. It's something. So what are you doing, Ty? Ty, what you doing?
This week, I have constructed a basketball court and a trampoline.
Out of
for the use of the young ones. We got it shipped to the front door. The shit was on, like some kind of crazy good deal. And it took us all fucking day and night, but we built the basketball court.
Holy shit.
Those two things sound like they go good together as well.
And
trampoline and a basketball court.
But then we kicked it up a notch. A couple days later, there's this fucking trampoline. We did one crazy project. Took us another day. There's a giant ass trampoline out there now.
I definitely think that's a part of this is that people are learning to cook again. They have to stay home. And not learning to cook again, but they're actually like learning recipes and things that'll probably last.
Dude, a lot of them aren't though. I still see crazy long lines at the fucking drive-thrus when I pass them, and it's like
still Americans.
So, but why did you guys buy up all the food if you're not cooking? I don't get it.
Well, if they're gonna spend all their time in drive-thrus, that's why they stopped on the tissue paper.
Why'd you buy all the water if the water's not getting shut off in the first place? Like there's no logic. It's
well, you guys remember like growing up I remember from growing up in LA. I loved how after the earthquake, how many people bought up all the water every time. You know what I mean? Like the shit's already hitting the fan, and people are thinking about things that they should have always thought about. You know what I mean? Wash your nasty hands, fucking people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wash your nasty hands.
Wash your hands.
Strutter, I would like to mention that I started watching Community, and you were 100% right, and I was 100% wrong on my Chevy Chase assertion. God damn. Don't get me wrong, there are small flashes of Fletch, but it's only because Chevy Chase is Chevy Chase. It's not because he's Fletch in any way, shape, or form. I do appreciate the character, though.
But also, I wanted to add something because Not Stan Lee had asked about this before about like Sopranos, and that's you about what was it like Sopranos and all that. So yeah, HBO. I looked more into it. They released Succession, The Wire, Sopranos, 6 Feet Under, True Blood, Ballers, Veep, and Silicon Valley, all for free. No subscription needed on HBO Go and HBO Now. So, I mean, and they're just like trying to, it's their way of giving people more stuff to do when they're stuck at home. So there's something to do. You know, I haven't even really got into that because I'm in Community. So I want to chime in on that too. Community is just so freaking good.
That's an awesome lineup. I'd recommend every one of those shows, except I haven't seen Veep. That's the only one I haven't seen.
Oh, that's like my favorite show.
Really?
I love Veep. The Seinfeld chick is amazing in that.
Yeah, we were talking the other day about
she's always a Seinfeld chick. She's always a Seinfeld chick.
Somebody how funny what's her name? Elaine. I don't know her real name.
Julia
Dreyfus. Something Dreyfus.
How funny she is as a human being. Yeah,
you know what? I really found that was every once in a while someone gets a role that really is the perfect vehicle to highlight their talents, and that was the role for her, for me, to be like, you really have comedic chops, as opposed to being a prop for someone else's jokes to bounce off of. And just like the level of, you know, we're going to talk again about smart shows, like the level of West Wing tongue-in-cheek almost going on in regards to that, mind you, leading into the actual administration that took over, and how, you know, like how much more ridiculous can you get than the reality of the absurd. But yeah, no, I consider Veep way more enjoyable, and I'll say it's, if she was Draymond Green, Veep is her Warriors.
Veep, right? Segue. One of my favorite movies ever in the line of Veep is called In the Loop. If you've never seen In the Loop, some of the greatest cursing you will ever experience in your life is in that movie. It's a political satire about the relationship between Great Britain and the United States. James Gandolfini is in that movie. But there's a character, Malcolm Tucker, who has the filthiest mouth I've ever heard on TV, and it is great. He might have said horsecock like, I don't know, 200 times in a movie. How do you get that in a movie 200 times? It's amazing. Anyway, that being said,
very carefully.
Dwight, you're up.
Yeah, man, just you know, complying with the orders. So yeah, just staying at home, staying in the right frame of mind for all the TV activities. So you start something and you wake up and it's in another section of the show. But you kind of figure it out, like, oh yeah, that happened, and like, all right, you catch back up, you're good to go. So yeah, a lot of Rebels for me. I finished all that. I'm really happy for it. I finally saw it. I told you the Obi-Wan Darth Maul scene is fucking amazing to me. It's so sick. So yeah, that was great, and eager to catch every episode of the Clone Wars as it comes out, which I thought was the greatest thing ever when I was watching it so many years ago. But other than that, man, I don't know. I just I've been watching Ken Burns documentaries on Netflix. I watched The West, and I'm watching the Vietnam one right now. It's almost over. And it's just like, it's very, like, his stories are, the documentaries have a lot of emotion in them because they tell the story with like a lot of pictures from the era, like a lot of live pictures, you know, from the stories. and then like interviews with people that were there. So it's very emotional, like everything they're describing and what they're going through. And I've enjoyed it. Very informative. So yeah, it's been a time passer. It helps pass the time for sure.
So I think Dwight just took us to Netflix. On Netflix, what I'm watching is what my good friends recommended. I think that's called Community. It's number 9 on the most searched, watched things right now on Netflix.
For some sci-fi fans, I've mentioned this one to you before, Ed. It's on Netflix. It's called Travelers. Good little sci-fi series.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think about 4 seasons or so in. I'm so bummed that they're not going to continue it. It has an awesome premise. I would recommend that to anyone.
I don't know if you guys have talked about it in this group before, but Castlevania is like my favorite thing on Netflix. Oh my God. That animated series is amazing. Like I've watched the 3 seasons. Like the 3rd season just came out like maybe a month ago, and I've watched all 3 seasons again since the 3rd season came out. It's amazing.
That's really good.
If in the realm of just Netflix and sticking to Netflix original content as opposed to just things that Netflix is restreaming, because I am rewatching Community, even though I already own it on DVD. On Netflix, Hip Hop Evolution, if you have not watched that, is really amazing. The 4th season just came out. And it's extremely confident. It's done by people who love hip hop. It's the research is really well research is really well done. And when they get into the later seasons, they're able to more localize the content that they're focusing on. And so, like the 1st season is, I think, very broad strokes, what you would expect. Like these, but very informative, and they get all the people to be interviewed that are relevant. Kool Herc, Bambaataa, all this stuff. But then they go into their East Coast, West Coast, basic division stuff. But when they get into the later seasons, it gets really deep and gives a lot of shine and a lot of background to music that I was listening to, but I just never really dug deep into maybe the history of Sit Inside Ways. But the best part of that, and I've actually wanted to talk about this because I usually put myself pretty knowledgeable about hip hop and like understanding and how to decipher shit. And when they got to the South part where they were interviewing Outkast about their record getting put out, and they were like, the only way that the record label is going to put it out is if we release a Christmas song first. Spoiler alert, I guess, is if we release a Christmas song first in the vein of Christmas Time in Hollis, Queens, like a theme record that was going to be targeted. And so they're like, what do you mean? How are we going to do this? How are we going to put Jingle Bells into one of our songs?
Jingle Bells.
That song that ended up coming out was Players Ball, which I had never put together as a Christmas song, but it's beginning to look a lot like What? Follow My Every Step. No, check these ho-ho-hos, you in my king-ass fro. Like, it is a Christmas song. They are literally sampling Jingle Bells. So I want to say, like, as a show, to not that I need to give it credit, but to give that show its credit, it overturned a stone that I didn't even know existed, and made me go back and listen to a song that I've been listening to for over 2 decades to, and have a brand new take on it. And that's amazing, to turn art, like a painting that's been just on the wall, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, it's supposed to be like this. That was probably my highlight.
What I've been watching on Netflix recently, we already talked about Community. It's so great that it's back. Just worked my way through the 1st season. So many great episodes to enjoy. I mean, Yeah, you got Joel McHale. I mean, Jillian Jacobs is funny. Allie Brie is just cute in this and super talented and funny, even before way before the Glow days. And you have early Childish Gambino fresh off his 30 Rock writing days, and he gets on this show, and then he actually, spoiler if you haven't seen it, leaves the show to pursue his Childish Gambino career in real life. So I think that's just kind of a cool moment in time to be able to see as well. And I think episodes age very well. Besides that, I've been watching Altered Carbon. That's got me back into it. Those episodes are really dense. Got to be awake and alert to watch those episodes. If I start fading out, I'll switch to something.
Not good for me then.
What's that?
Nothing.
I can't finish the first episode. It's taken me 5 times.
It's very heady. Yeah,
It's a very heady show, and it has a lot to chew on. And again, I think it's a beautifully constructed world. It takes me to the cyber dystopia noir that Blade Runner had set up, that my Shadowrun games are played in. But you cannot just vacuum in the background and have that show on and think you're going to fucking be able to follow.
No, absolutely not. It's like, why is this guy's voice the same, but that person is completely different? What did I miss? I looked away for a second.
Everyone's connections take me and I pride myself on being able to follow complex scripts. That shit, again, it's just very heady.
What about you, Dwight? What have you been watching?
Like I said, aside from the documentaries I've wrapped up, I finished a couple of shows right near the end of all of this, and I like something that, good but not too many seasons. It's quick for people to jump in and out of. I think that's maybe a lot. If you hear of a good show that's two, three seasons long and you can watch the whole thing and catch up, those are cool because this is the time to kind of expand into watching other things. I really liked Marco Polo. That was 2 seasons. I love that one. That was really interesting because I like historical stuff. So that was dope. And, like I said, it's only 2 seasons. And then I finished what was that one with the Man in the High Castle? Finished right early this year, I think. And that kind of got a little weird, and so they really wrapped it up pretty fast, I think. But it was a pretty cool concept when they were floating in between worlds and dimensions and shit. You know what I mean? It's just right. They were living it by storylines. Like, the fucking Nazis are here. We gotta take them out. So that's pretty much all there is.
Yeah, now your hands are kind of tied. And
yeah.
And they were in the form of Minority Report, where you have this awesome material to pull from, but as soon as you get past what the author has already laid down, where do you go? And they went to weird fucking places.
It's kind of strange.
In the vein of those Marco Polo, Rise of the Ottomans on Netflix was actually really dope.
Yeah.
Too.
I don't know about that. What is that?
But I like all of those. Like the one on Rome.
There's a series. There's a series called Age of Empires, or no, that's the game.
Yeah.
But it's called Empires.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives you the brief breakdown. Of every great empire, and the Ottoman one, a standalone, or it's made in the same vein. But yeah, pretty much they're kind of their last great rise to power, and that's pretty much the zenith, right? They get to that point, and then it's downhill from there, right?
Yeah, so it's really done in a drama documentary style where they go back and forth with professional expert snippets being oh, and then they didn't know that the castle was put upon a sandstone precipice. And then they go back and they're like, motherfuckers, draw. So it has...
I love that part of it, by the way, Rob. I love that part.
I'm going to go watch that.
The color,
go watch that.
You know
that's a good one.
The deep reds and browns that they have. Because they're doing the siege of... It's Mehmet II doing the siege of Constantinople is where they start, basically. And it is just fucking.
But did you watch the ones on Rome that came before that?
I did,
Yeah.
and I felt, and I was actually glad this came out because I felt that there's other shows like the one that was done on Rome because
Yeah.
It's Rome.
Yeah.
Rome
Yeah.
is Rome.
Rome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So to have this
Yeah.
done, I was floored by the quality that was put into it and the acting and the directing and the money that was sunk into the
Yeah.
scene. Like
Yeah.
it looks better than
Yeah.
fucking Game of Thrones last 2 seasons. Like
There are two movies that, embarrassingly, I've never seen. Breakfast Club is definitely one of them. The other one is Top Gun.
Wow. Those are
Man,
two
you
big
got
ones,
the
man.
white girl out the corner being like, I knew he was going to say that.
Those
Never
are
seen
two-
Top Gun.
Those
No,
are two
why?
pretty big ones.
I haven't seen it either.
Which is crazy because Archer is like one of my favorite cartoon characters, and he's like
Nice.
infatuated with the Danger Zone.
Hold on. Archer is on Hulu, right?
Archer is currently on Hulu, yes.
Cool, great segue. Let's talk about things that are on Hulu you're trying to watch. Everybody knows I'm watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine all day. Who's next? You watching Archer?
Archer and Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, bitch, don't take that from me.
All right,
All right, okay. What about Letterkenny? Letterkenny.
Oh, this is the first time, when you talk about
Letterkenny.
falling asleep and waking up in later episodes, I finally started getting their dialect. It is fucking hilarious. Though the younger kids are awesome,
the two
but
hockey
sometimes
players.
the older ones are better, and it's like a back and forth. Between like, what did you say? Something about your deltoids and your musculature and your tricep and your,
No. Or when he shows up in a
like,
tank top, he's
so
like,
specific.
"Oh, I see." He's like, "I see your tank top arrived today. Do the muscles come later?"
it's weird, bro. It's a weird Canadian
Two-ply.
way, but it's cool.
Two-ply. Two-ply.
Oh, wait till you get to the episodes with Shorzy. He's the best.
Oh,
Sure, yes.
Oh, so both of you know Letterkenny.
Letterkenny.
Do you know what I'm talking about with the reference to two-ply?
No. I thought you were talking about the Rona.
No, that's Letterkenny because it's
Yeah.
two-ply tissue because you're soft. You listen to them. They call each other two-ply a lot. It's two, you know what I mean? That's I love that show. That show is the shit too.
I was one of those days where I kept falling asleep, waking up, watching, and
Because
falling
you're
asleep.
soft.
Yeah.
There's some different parts. What are you watching on Hulu, Ty?
Hulu's sucking a little bit. Oh, I caught up on Rick and Morty with Hulu though. I can't, I have to say that. Besides that, the only reason why I got Hulu in the first place was for like The Handmaid's Tale. And like I only watched the first season of that. I still haven't even bothered to watch the second season. I'm thinking of like getting rid of Hulu to get DC Universe back.
Wow. This must be a very
I'm not
safe
getting much
place.
use out of my Hulu at all. Rick and Morty has been it.
I've never
Like the
watched
last
Handmaid's Tale, but I've watched a couple episodes, and I know the premise. Sounds interesting. There's a whole documentary about. Have you watched that?
About
Might be
what?
more interesting. About the Handmaid's Tale and like the.
Oh, see, I love that kind of genre anyway. The future's fucked up, dystopian. Like I love that.
That's where we live.
That's right in my
What are you talking
wheelhouse.
about?
But for some reason, it just kind of just like, it fell off for me. Just like
What about The League?
never even watched it.
What?
No.
Dude, The League is good television. I enjoyed The League every episode, every season.
That's
you never
my
seen The
play
League?
in the background. That's my play in the background show. So and then now it's just bundled into my my Disney package. So Disney, ESPN Plus, and Hulu is like $10.99 a month for me. So
that's a clean roll into the Disney Plus line. I'd also like to say it's weird how you guys don't know each other that well, but you're fucking the same people in weird ways. It's weird.
I mean, we all know your crazy ass. So,
it's just a
we got to
testament
have the same pathology somewhere.
It's a testament to like attracting like, because sometimes like repels like, but we don't have that much ego where we repel each other. Well, not most of the time.
Hey, can I say when I first met Ed, I met him through another friend, like where the guy was like, "Hey, do you want to go to this party at my friend's place? He lives like in the house behind his parents." And I'm like, "All right." I showed up. Ed is faded. He's fucked up. He's got 2 beers in his hand, both of them somehow he's drank out of. He hands me one and he goes, "Have you seen the new Batman?" And I'm like, "All right." And from then, now 20-something years later, that was it.
It's right
That was
behind
out. Yeah.
Right behind but if there is a Hulu show I'd recommend for you guys to watch before we go to Disney Plus, especially since we all kind of agree that we like Parks and Rec, and the ones who don't really watch Hulu agree with me mostly about Parks and Rec. It's called Making It, and it's Amy Poehler and Ron Swanson. I don't know his real name. And basically it's kind of a like Hell's Kitchen type game show where people are just being crafty, and they'll give them almost like the Lego thing that's on, which I would recommend as well. The Lego building competition that's on Hulu. I forget what it's called, Lego Masters. But it's in Lego Masters as well is more crafted and made, for people to like enjoy. They have all these different people they obviously chose for different reasons. I feel like if you watch that Making It show, it's actually real people who are crafty and live at Michael's on their day off. Like they just shop and they just make shit out of nothing all the time. So when they get presented with that, it's interesting. But beyond that, you get to see Ron Swanson. Anyway, Disney Plus. I'm just watching Spider-Man. Still, god damn it.
Which one?
Spider-Man, the 90s. I like to rewatch it over and over again. But I have worked in Avengers Assemble, and that's on my second watch right now. And I don't know if you guys know, there's Secret Wars are on Avengers Assemble for like half of one season, and it's not only Secret Wars from when we grew up, it's also the new Secret Wars that came out in the comics. So it's like a weird combination of the two, and then there's some Spider-Verse stuff in there.
Ed, who was the MC we used to listen to that had that song Secret Wars where he compared like the comic book characters to
The Last Emperor.
The Last Emperor. That's right. All right, sorry. Avengers. Okay, in my opinion, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes is better.
Oh no, it's the best ever. It's the best. I love that shit. Me and Straughter used to watch new episodes like week to week at my house. I've mentioned that multiple times. I didn't want to disrespect it, but
Okay.
I'm moving on. I'm trying to watch other things. I like to see Kang portrayed in a different light every once in a while. But they definitely encapsulate him in that show. Sorry, I'm drunk. I'm talking too much.
I watched the scene from Clone Wars where General Grievous murders all of the Jedi in the cave at least once a day.
From the Cartoon Network one?
Yeah, once a day.
Nobody references that.
Once a day.
3, 2, 1.
Look at this
Not
guy.
contact. No. Okay, so I was thinking about this challenge you put to me during a conversation we were having the other day. I still don't hate the prequel trilogy. And I'm watching them again. And I want to hate them, son, but I don't hate them. I don't hate them. That's like one of my like geeky like little confessions, like I don't hate them the way the rest of the world hates them. Like it was something different. You know what I mean? Like I don't love it, but like it's just my kind of view on most art as it is. Just because it didn't come out the way you wanted it to doesn't mean that it's bad. It just came out contrary to your expectation.
I don't hate it either.
I don't hate it.
I mean,
I don't like too many. Rogue One was the shit.
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
Rogue One.
Different. You want to talk about different?
I take Rogue
Star Wars.
One over. I don't know, like you know what I mean. I think I talked with you about it, Ed. Like how the fact is, like I've never what the final outcome is of the story of the plot line or whatever. But that movie still managed to keep me so engaged. The way, how it was presented, that was well done, very well done. You know what I mean? Just a different take. I feel like so many Star Wars fans really just want the same shit spoon-fed to them again and again, and they're not open-minded enough to like different. So it's a little different storytelling here. You know what I mean? Just a little,
No.
My favorite episodes have been On Disney, I've been mainly watching Clone Wars, and then I go and I watch half an hour of random ass shit like That's My Cat or Spider Woman or Avatar. I cannot finish Avatar, but I can watch it for 15-minute chunks and be like, all right, like, and I'll just like zzz, like fast forward to a random spot and just let it go until it gets to a point where I'm just like, fuck, guys, why is this world not working?
Yo, guys, I'm out. I'll catch y'all on the next time.
Peace, Bruticus.
All right. Peace.
Later,
Bruticus.
Bobby, what are you watching on Disney?
On Disney right now, just Clone Wars. Clone Wars last season. That's about it.
You know what else? You know what else I've been watching is Simpsons. The first third to seventh season, but I forget how funny the first two seasons are because I normally always jump to those later seasons. So rewatching that, that setup, and just remembering how just pioneering that was. I mean, we have South Park, we have Family Guy, we have Cleveland Show, we have all of these extensions of the quote unquote, nuclear family sitcom trope, and each episode is doing something new. Like when they say Simpsons did it first, Simpsons did it first.
Yeah.
Like,
does the aspect ratio throw you off? Because I've heard that that's a thing a lot of people have complained about with Disney Plus, and they promised to fix it.
No, because but it's also because I know the nostalgia of the setup and the jokes, so I'm almost waiting for it just to be said, so it can be said more than I am sitting and viewing it. That's definitely I'm folding laundry and vacuuming in the background, and I just stop because there's an amazingly warm scene. And one of the things that I love about The Simpsons over Family Guy is that why I think Family Guy is Always Sunny in Philadelphia is because nobody likes anybody at the end of the episode, and Simpsons always wraps up no matter how inept anyone was or how angry they were. Homer always puts the family first. Marge always puts the family first. Bart really loves Lisa and supports her. Lisa always feels welcomed in by the family, and Maggie talked.
I like some of the like one season wonder fucked up shows from like the 90s too, like a Silverhawks or
Tiger Sharks.
There you go. Bionic Six.
Well, I love Bionic Six.
Bionic Six
like
was
some
dope.
of those lesser knowns. I watch GoBots.
I love Bionic. I love Bionic Six because, like the X-Men, they were a mixed-up family, just like my family. No one looked the same, but they were all rolling tight with their own special individual abilities that made each other better when they worked together.
Bionic Six, but oh.
The whole series.
Oh.
My number one 90s show that only got one season, well, my number one 80s that only got one season was Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Oh, I know that.
Oh!
You want to talk about fucking Spiral Zone next?
That show was good. And then Dino
That was the one with the plant like cars, right?
Yeah.
That Dino Riders, which was fucking hella fresh. And then
Dino Saucers.
And by far my favorite, I think it was before Firefly existed, before like the angst of a show's premise not being resolved, and a fan base was mad. Fucking Dark Waters. Dark Waters is one of the writers of Dark Waters.
Yeah. Can you even find that right now?
Do you guys ever remember Groovy Ghoulies?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Those things at the time,
one of those
Times
early
like
morning
Hanna-Barbera
things.
slut.
Dark Waters.
Wait, which was the one that was kind of drawn or animated like that, but it had a sword that was split in two?
Galtar and the Golden Lance.
Galtar?
No, it's the other one. It's
Thundar the Barbarian.
Thundar. There we go. That was it.
Galtar was the ripoff of Thundar, which was the ripoff of He-Man.
But wasn't there another one? Wasn't there yet another one?
What are you talking about? Paw Paw Bears?
No. There was another sword person, wasn't there?
Black Star.
Black Star. Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's the one with the toys you can light up in the back?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Black Star. That's what I'm thinking of.
Daniel and I only had 2 of them, and that's all we could play with. And I was like, they're both good guys, though. How are they?
One of the reasons I always like Darkwater is because every one of the heroes is a person of color.
Yes.
So he's got the
Yes.
Cisco blonde hair, so like they
Yes.
sneak away with him being a surfer white boy.
Yeah.
But I know a mulatto when I see a mulatto. I've seen
Right.
enough ginger blacks to know
Right.
redhead kingpin has shown me the way. I know exactly what's going
I
on.
know what my family pictures look like.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's got one cousin.
Editor. Had some friends, lost some friends. If you watch this whole video, you know what I mean. The Rona will get you, or your wife will. Editor, coming out of San Antonio, Texas. Stay safe. Take care of each other. Be somewhere between Batman and Superman in the way you treat people.
All right, and hey, J. Cole here, chiming in. It's been fun geeking out on this geek outing, you know, getting out from being stuck inside all the time. So hope you enjoyed us, you know, when we've had fun talking about the things that we enjoy. Hope you see some things or saw some things here that will lead you to watch some stuff and have some enjoyment over the next, you know, time that we're stuck inside. But take care of the ones you love. Take care of each other. We're all in this together, even though we're alone. So what is that? Hashtag alone together. But be well. Till next time. Keep on geeking on.
Hey, thanks for letting me join you guys on this edition, the latest Geek Outings. It's definitely been a pleasure hanging with you all, seeing some old and familiar faces. Hope this was a good distraction for you and yours. Break up with the monotony and do something different. And now you break up your monotony and do something different as well. Feel inspired to see that person face to face that has been way too long since you laid eyes upon. Let's check in on each other during this time. See, all it takes is a little ingenuity of a little Zoom app action. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. This is Ty.
This is Boba Fresh out of San Francisco. We want to thank you. This should be, oh my God, our 50th episode. So that's something special. I can't believe that that much craziness has happened. I would like to give a special shout out to my dad. His anniversary of his 1-year passing was today, and I just want to say I love you very much, Dad, and I want to say how much I appreciate my friends here on the show and the people out there, because part of the healing process was definitely interacting with my friends. And even though that they were out of town, we were able to connect, and I was able to get support, and I was able to do things, not necessarily distractions, but living normal life that didn't have to be grief related. So being here and talking to you guys and geeking out has been great. I know I can rant and go on a little too long sometimes. Long story, too short. But I love you guys. I love my friends here. I love how we've been able to connect and share and, you know, just feel validated and loved and seen and exist, even though we all have to be, you know, quarantined. So do what Mr. Rogers would do. Steve Rogers.
They're both beautiful people. On that note, if you're a horror fan, we didn't get to Prime, but Daniel Isn't Real. You'll thank me later. Watch that shit. Oh my God. Most twisted horror movie I've seen at 5 a.m. ever. Love you guys. Geek Outings. Signing off. Everyone throw up the peace.
Love you guys.
Oh, no, sorry.
Stay
Sorry.
safe.
Everyone do the Alpha Flight.
Stay safe.
That's stupid.
Geek on and geek out. Love you. Peace.
That's the end.